to your hair. Hello? Is that the Department of Social Security? Excellent. Now, I'll have to be quick. I wish to cancel all my Social Security payments.
No, they're not in there. Perhaps I left them in my handbag.
Well, that's the last place you think of looking.
All right.
Yes, cancel all my Social Security payments. Well, I need to speak to each division. If you can put me through to income support, can they put me through to family benefit?
Found it. Right, come on, let's go.
Oh, you go on ahead. I don't want to make you late for work.
But you're missing our train.
Yes, but I'm not dressed yet.
What about you?
Oh, I'll be okay. I'll borrow Norman's bike and leave it at the station.
But Norman would have already left for his shoe shop by now.
Then I'll jog. The exercise will do me good.
Harry?
Yes, love?
Everything is all right, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely wonderful.
I mean, you don't have any problems with the electricity board?
No, works fine. Are you worried about me for any reason?
Oh, no, nothing really. But if you did have any problems, you would talk to me, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course I would, darling. And if you were worried about me for any reason, you'd talk to me, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course. So I've got nothing to worry about?
No, nothing to worry about. Both of us, nothing to worry about.
Good, well, I'll see you at the station then.
I'll be 5 minutes behind you.
I'll be waiting.
Hello? Bloody music. Fly to the Bumblebee at 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh. Hello. Who am I speaking to? Income support. Excellent. Well, my name is Eric Swan, and I'm phoning up on behalf of my upstairs lodger, Norman Bassett. No, that's Norman like the conquest and Bassett as in licorice. Yes. Well, I understand that Norman's been claiming unemployment benefit for the last 2 years. Great. Well, I'm just phoning to say he won't require a cheque this week, or any other week for that matter. No? He died this morning. No, he died of natural causes. He's what? Entitled to funeral payment? I'm trying to cancel all his payments. I don't care if he is entitled to it. His wife doesn't want extra childcare. Or widow's benefits. Oh, okay. And where do I get one of these forms from? The local DSS office?
Morning, Eric.
Ah!
Sorry, mate. Didn't mean to start you.
Norman, what are you doing here?
Oh, I came down to borrow some pills.
Why don't you work at the shoe shop? It's got 9 o'clock.
Oh, I know, but I woke up this morning feeling really lousy. What with my wedding just 3 days away, I want to try and shake this thing off. You know me and my nose. Eric, just say the word cold. I can't keep my hands off the
Norman! Can't you see them on the telephone? What do you want?
I was wondering if Mrs. Swan might have some aspirin in the kitchen.
Well, Linda's gone to work, but you might find what you're looking for in the kitchen cupboard. Help yourself. Oh, Norman, don't sneak up on me again. Hello, are you still there? That was the late Norman Bassett's wife. I mean, widow. Oh, she's crumbled, I'm afraid. Normally, she's the backbone of the Bassett family. Norman's 3 children. Oh, they're absolutely distraught. I can hear them from here. What did Norman Bassett die of? He died of Lassa fever. Yes, the doctor said it's very rare these days. Well, I'll be setting part on your commiserations to Mrs. Bassett, most kind.
Commiserations to Mrs. Bassett?
And I'll be sure to get all the necessaries into the post to you by the end of the week. Thank you and good day. Norman, did you find what you were looking for?
Who was that on the phone?
That was a lady from the Women's Institute.
Why was the lady from the Women's Institute sending commiserations to my mother?
I'd entered your mum and dad into a raffle
We want to win, my mum and dad.
as contestants.
Oh.
But they didn't win. That's why the lady from the WI was on the phone. I mean, it was a 3-week world cruise. First-class cabins, captain's table every night. It was for their golden wedding anniversary.
Golden wedding anniversary? What a lovely thought, Eric. But they didn't win.
No, they're going to get the runners-up prize instead.
Oh, what's that?
A toaster.
A toaster? Not bad. Do you know your washing machine's making that funny noise again?
Is it? Oh, it doesn't matter. Look, you could excuse me. I've got to get off to the station.
Oh, Eric.
What?
I can't seem to get the lid off this bottle of pills.
I can see what your problem is, just so here on the top.
What's that?
Idiot proof.
You shouldn't talk to me like that, Eric. Not only have I been your lodger for the past 2 years, but you ought to be my best man at my wedding on Saturday. And have I been a loyal and trustworthy friend through thick and thin, whenever you and Linda needed a shoulder to cry on?
You can't pay the rent again, can you?
In a word, no. But I promise you, Eric, I love you, buddy. The most friend and I returned from our honeymoon.
Fine.
God, me on honeymoon. It's amazing.
Yes, it's quite a thought.
Who'd have guessed that 3 months ago I'd attend a shoe salesman conference in Liverpool and come back with my future bride?
Yes, it's certainly some feat.
When you and Linda meet Brendan on Saturday, you'll just fall in love with that. Everybody does. I did. Oh, Billy. Come in. Good morning.
Yes, it is. A little showery, though. I apologise for disturbing you this early. I'm from the Department of Social Security, Sickness and Disability Division.
Yes?
Are you Mr Thompson?
No.
Well, you'd like Mr Thompson know I'm here to see him?
I don't understand.
Oh, it's quite simple, really. I'm a DSS inspector and I'm here to see Mr Rupert Thompson.
I think there must have been some sort of a mistake.
This is, 344 Chiltern Road, is it not?
Yes?
There shouldn't be any mistake.
I think I better get someone for you to speak to.
Yes, why don't you do that?
I think you better wait outside.
Oh!
Eric, there's a gentleman outside.
Norman, I'm trying to get to the station.
And he's from the Department of Social Security.
I beg your pardon?
And he wants to see a Mr Thompson.
What?
A DSS inspector is here to see a Mr Rupert Thompson. I said there must have been some sort of mistake.
Norman, what did you say exactly?
Just that I'd get him someone to talk to.
Good thinking, I'll deal with it.
Oh, wait a minute. What? He means Mr Thompson, your old lodger.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, the gentleman had the upstairs before me.
No, he doesn't mean him.
Yes, he emigrated to Canada. They keep delivering his mail here.
I know that, Norman.
Yes, you have to send it on to him. All those social security bits and pieces.
It's not that Mr Thompson he means.
It must be. I'll go and tell him.
No!
That Rupert Thompson emigrated years ago.
You mustn't.
Why not?
Because I'm Rupert Thompson.
Well, I can still tell... You're Rupert Thompson?
I'm pretending to be Rupert Thompson.
No, you've lost me.
Won't give you a moment. Norman, can you keep a secret?
Secret? I think so.
For the last 2 years, I've been cashing in Rupert Thompson's social security checks.
To send on to him, you mean?
Not quite, no.
Well, to send back to the DSS then?
Not quite, no.
Well, what have you been doing? Oh my gosh! That's disgraceful!
I know!
How could you, Eric?
It's a long story and now's not the time. Look, you just keep out of the way and I'll deal with it. It won't be anything serious.
Hello?
Won't keep you a moment! Just get in the kitchen and keep quiet. Oh, and Norman, don't listen to the door.
Why? You have told me everything, haven't you, Eric?
Norman. Rupert Thompson, Gouts. Rupert Thompson, Gouts. Coming! Rupert Thompson, Gouts. Sorry for keeping you waiting. I don't go about that fast, I'm afraid. Do come in.
Thank you. Mr Rupert Thompson?
Yes, Mr. Thompson, at your service. How can I help you, Mr.
Jenkins.
Mr. Jenkins?
George Jenkins, Department of Social Security, Sickness and Disability Division.
Sickness and Disability Division. This has got nothing to do with the phone call earlier, has it?
No.
Oh, well, please take a seat.
That'd be very nice, thank you. Right then, Mr Thompson, I won't keep you a moment. I just have a couple of points and I'll be out of your hair.
Far away.
Mr Thompson, according to our files, you've been laid up in bed for the past 6 months with gout.
Yes, that's right. A severe gout caused by complications when a packing case fell on my foot whilst carrying out unpaid voluntary work for famine relief. I've got all the doctor's notes to get you upstairs.
I have copies of them here.
Oh, yes.
And copies of all your benefits claims.
Oh, yes.
In fact, Mr Thompson, I have copies of the entire household's medical reports and benefit claims with me here.
Will you look at that?
I must say, Mr. Thompson, 344 Chiltern Road is a very unlucky household.
Isn't it just?
Almost jinxed.
It's certainly a very big folder you've got there, Mr. Jenkins.
It's the largest in the borough.
You're boasting again.
There's everything in here, Mr. Thompson. Retirement, pensions, family benefit, housing benefit, childcare, sickness benefit and invalid care.
Oh, all under this one roof.
Guardian's allowance, widow's allowance, maternity pay, national health refunds and numerous industrial injuries claims.
Who'd have believed it?
Christmas bonuses, vacation bonuses, cold weather compensation and miscellaneous disease benefits.
Goodness.
And free milk. Yes, Mr. Thompson, if it wasn't for all that legal and medical backup documentation, we might have thought there was something funny going on.
Would you?
Oh, Mr. Thompson, you'd be amazed at what some people get up to. False claims, false bank accounts, phony names,
No.
forged prescriptions, fake ID,
No.
multiple claims for a single disability.
Now that's a good one. I mean, it's good that one can spot these things.
Isn't it just? Now, as I was saying, I just have a form for you to sign.
You do?
Just to confirm that you've been receiving our sickness benefit for the past 6 months.
That's right.
And as there's no sign of any improvement,
That's right.
you are therefore entitled to our industrial injuries disablement benefit.
What?
That's an extra weekly income of £24.93.
Oh no, the unemployment benefit's quite enough for me.
But you are eligible, aren't you, sir? Now, I'm just signing as a witness to your signature.
Good.
It all seems to be in order.
Well, that's everything then.
Almost. I just need your Mr. Swan's signature.
I beg your pardon?
Your landlord, Mr. Swan.
What about him?
I just need him to sign to confirm that you have indeed been convalescing here with gout for the past 6 months.
You don't need that.
Oh, but I do.
Well, he's not here, I'm afraid.
At work, is he?
Yes, that's right. He's at work, hard at work in the electricity board. I tell you what, if you leave everything with me, I'll get him to sign them and pop them in the post to you.
I think you're forgetting departmental regulations.
I am.
I need to be present when Mr. Swan signs.
You do?
To witness his signatures, I witnessed yours just now.
Oh, well, if you come back later, I'm sure he'll have come home by then.
Mr. Thompson, I should tell you I'm under strict instructions from my superior, Amos Cowper.
Mus Cowper?
Amos Cowper gave me explicit instructions that I must remain at this residence if the matter is settled.
Is that so?
And you wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of Amos Cowper, let me tell you.
No, I'm sure. I tell you what, Mr. Jenkins, well, why don't you go through to the dining room and I'll see if I can find someone, him, Mr. Swan that is, to come back home and sign your papers.
Oh, very well then.
Yeah, you'll be more comfortable there. You'll be able to spread yourself out over the dining room table.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes,
if you have a moment, I wouldn't say no to a cup of tea.
of course, Mr. Jenkins.
Earl Grey, if you have it.
Of course. Norman! Get up!
God, I feel worse than I did before.
Put yourself together.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Haven't got time for that now.
You said there wasn't any more I should know about. Shh. I heard everything, Eric. All those claims. What happened to just cashing in Mr. Thompson's cheques?
It all got a bit carried away, that's all.
I'll say.
I never asked for this. Keep sending more and more money.
What?
Look, here's the story. 2 years ago, the electricity board got privatised. They handed out their special Christmas bonus. 30% redundancies. I'm out of work. I can't bring myself to tell Linda. Then suddenly, out of the blue, this cheque arrives from Rupert Thompson. I think, great, I'll get work after Christmas. New Year arrives. Still no work. But I kept on getting all these different forms from all these different divisions.
Divisions?
Yes, one division asked me if there were any other lodgers living here, and so I made up a few names and said yes. Then another division asked me if all my lodgers were working, and I said no, and so they sent me some more money. Then another division asked me if everybody here was healthy, and I said no, and they sent me even more money. Then another division asked me if I had any pensioners living
It's
here,
all
so
right,
I said,
all right, I get the picture.
oh, fine, you what happened, the whole thing snowballed.
Snowball, it's bloody avalanche. What you've done is a very serious offence.
I know,
You could go to jail.
I know.
What did you do it for?
£25,000 a year and no tax.
Bloody hell! You're going to go to prison, Eric.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. How can you sign as Mr. Swan when he thinks you're Hopalong Thompson?
Look, stop that. The solution is simple.
What?
Someone's got to pretend to be me.
Pretend to be you?
Pretend to be me and sign the forms for Mr. Jenkins.
Oh, come off it. What idiot are you going to get to do that? Oh, no, I couldn't. I won't.
You must.
No, I refuse to participate in such a dishonest scheme. Get Linda to sign.
Linda?
She's the landlord here as well as you.
Linda can't do it, Norman.
Why not?
She doesn't know what's going on. She's still being trying to work at the electricity board.
Bloody hell! Does anybody know what you're up to?
Well, only my Uncle George.
Your Uncle George?
Yes.
You mean that sweet old man that cleans up at the local hospital?
That's right.
Well, how on earth did he find out?
He didn't find out. He's my partner.
Partner?
Shh! Look, when I said that a few of my made-up lodgers weren't very well, suddenly the Sickness and Disability Division wanted to see all the documentation. So I knew I was in trouble. So I get Uncle George for everything I need from the local hospital.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. I've got to go in there and tell that Mr. Jenkins the whole story.
No,
It's my duty.
you can't.
Give me one good reason why I can't.
You're not here.
Not here.
No. You're at a funeral.
Funeral?
Yes.
Whose funeral?
Yours.
Mine? What do you mean, mine?
Norman, there's something I've got to tell you.
Can I sit down for this one?
You might want to lie down. I've been using your name as part of my fiddle.
My name? What do you mean, my name?
Well, I've told the local DSS that Norman Bassett has been an upstairs lodger for the last 2 years.
So I have been.
As an unemployed lumberjack.
What?
With a wife and family to support.
Wife and family?
It's cramped up there, but you're happy.
Why on earth a lumberjack?
Well, you had to be out of work, didn't you?
So?
Well, there's not much call for a lumberjack down the Mile End Road, is there?
What? No, I died this morning.
I could see the whole thing was getting out of control, so I decided to kill my made-up characters off one by one.
Well, that sounds like a good idea.
So I phoned the DSS this morning and said that Norman the lumberjack had died.
Great.
No, not great. Now they're sending me a funeral payment, increased childcare, and widow's benefit. Can't get rid of anybody. I sent your brother to Australia. Relocation fee. I put your father in jail. Boom! Criminal severance pay. I sent your sister to Africa as a missionary. It's like I've won the bloody lottery. I can't get rid of anybody that just keeps sending me more and more money.
Bloody hell.
Norman, you've got to help me. If that Mr. Jenkins starts an investigation, the police will never believe that you weren't in partnership.
Partnership?
Worse than the police, there's your fiancée.
Oh, God, Brenda.
She'll be devastated. You may have to postpone the wedding.
Postpone?
If not, cancel it altogether.
Cancel?
Norman, you've got to help me.
You know what you are.
Up until now, bloody lucky.
You're insane.
Norman, if you don't help me, I'll be dead by dinner time.
Might not make it to dinner time.
Morning all.
Oh, Uncle George.
Morning, my boy. Came in the back way, hope you don't mind.
Morning, Norman.
Et tu brute.
Pardon?
Oh, nothing. Norman's a bit upset, that's all.
Yeah, I'd be upset at all if I was getting married on Saturday. Hey Norman, did I ever tell you about the time I almost married Jane Downs? The blacksmith called
Yes, we know you've got cold feet.
No, Cold Feet was the other one. Pauline Watts. Jane, the backseat bird lost in seven. The husband didn't like it either.
Come back later, Uncle George.
Oh, right, here. You know your washing machine? Still make that funny noise.
Does it matter? Norman's got a little problem.
Worried about your nuptials, are you, lad? Wait!
There's been a death in the family, hasn't there, Norman?
Yes, and another one coming up fast.
Oh dear. Well, you have my commiserations, my old son. Was it someone close?
Yes, very.
And I'm dealing with a visit from the department.
What?
Sickness and Disability Division.
Oh,
They're in the dining room.
blimey, well, can't stay long. Just pop round to let you know I might have a bloke interested in the assorted National Health Weeks.
Weeks.
Fine.
Not so much as a nibble and support courses.
Well,
Corsets?
covered when you need them.
Right.
Corsets and wigs.
It's the other part of what I've been up to, Norman.
Other part?
Here, don't give the old game away.
Oh, it's all right. It's part of the setup now.
Norman's no such thing.
All the free stuff the NHS sent me, Uncle George flogs down the local car boot sales. There's maternity dresses,
Maternity bras,
official wigs,
surgical stockings.
support corsets.
No wonder the health service is going broke.
Well, off you go then, Uncle George.
See you at the church on Saturday, Norman.
Oh, God, the church. Eric, if Brenda finds out.
Just get in there and introduce yourself to Mr. Jenkins as me, And I'll go fix his tea.
I'll fix his sugar.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've called about poor Mr. Bassett.
Oh, Mr. Bassett.
Yes, I'm from the local family crisis department.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Mr. Swan telephoned the DSS earlier this morning and informed them of Mr. Bassett's passing.
Passing what?
Passing away. And Mr. Swan indicated that the Bassett family was very distressed.
Really?
Yes, so the DSS immediately sent word to my superiors who thought that somebody should be sent round to help out.
But Mr. Bassett's in the kitchen making a cup of tea.
Mr. Bassett's making a cup of tea?
That's right.
Oh, you must mean his son.
Who's that?
Mr. Bassett's son, of course. Is he very upset?
He is a bit. There's been a death in the family.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm here. Mr. Bassett's father has died.
His dad. Oh, he said it was someone close.
Right, you just wait here and I'll go and fetch him from the dining room.
We'll just say that Mr. Swan had left the country or something.
This is Mr. Bassett now. I'll see you at church on Saturday.
Yes, at the church, Uncle George.
I'm sorry about the news you've had.
Not half as sorry as I am.
My sincerest commiserations, Mr. Bassett.
Commiserations?
Yes, I'm here from the phone call earlier.
What phone call?
We spoke to a Mr. Swan.
Oh, yes, the phone call. Commiserations to Mr. and Mrs. Bassett.
Yes, it's a terrible loss.
Yes, it would have been lovely.
What would have been lovely?
An ocean cruise for their golden wedding anniversary.
Golden wedding
In
anniversary.
a couple of months from now.
Dear.
Well, it's very nice of you to pop over, but I'm afraid I'm a bit busy right now.
Oh, can we get in the way?
Oh, well, you might, Miss.
Chessington, Sally Chessington. You must be so very sad.
Well, as Mum always says, you have to look on the bright side.
Right side.
Well, at least we ended up with a toaster.
A toaster.
It's not bad.
A toaster. I think it's terrible that a man who works so hard and all his family ends up with is a toaster.
It was only a raffle.
A raffle.
I know it. Why you don't? Luck of the draw, really. Fate wasn't shining on my mum and dad this morning.
Goodness, I must say, you're taking this all very well.
Thank you.
And I'm sure he's resting peacefully now.
Who?
Your father.
No, I doubt that.
You do?
Yeah, a bit of allotment by now.
Oh, the elopement. The great elopement in the sky.
I beg your pardon.
Now that he's passed away.
Now that who's passed away?
Why, your father, of course.
My father.
Yes.
Passed away.
This morning.
Oh, God.
Yes,
I spoke to him on the phone last night. We were going to go fishing this morning.
what is fishing?
Oh, sorry, but this is such a shock. He said, don't forget your worms, son.
Dear departed Norman.
Dear departed Norman?
I'm sure you'll miss your father.
My dear departed father, Norman?
Yes.
Norman the lumberjack?
Yes.
So you're not from the Women's Institute, then?
Oh no, I'm from the council's family crisis department.
Oh, you've come to the right place.
If you'd like to come through now, Mr. Jenkins.
No, Mr. Thompson.
And Mr. Swan will be happy to answer all your questions.
Mr. Thompson, I just have a word.
Here he is now.
No, but you don't understand.
Later, leave the introductions to me.
But we met at the door.
Yes, you did, didn't you? Mr. Jenkins, I'd like you to say hello to Mr. Swan.
Yes, I'd also like you to say hello to Mr. Swan, but you can't.
Can't?
No, Eric's not home.
You just told me in there he'd come back for early 11s.
Yes, I did.
Yes, Mr. Swan was here, but now he's gone.
Gone?
Gone? Yes, he had his 11s and left.
Had his 11s?
That quick?
Yes, he just blew in here, ate some baked beans, and blew out again.
Mr. Thompson, you should have impressed upon Mr. Swan the urgency of the situation.
Yes, I realise that.
Is there anything else I can do for you, Mr. Bassett?
Oh,
You?
No.
Bassett?
done enough already, thank you, Sally. Oh, this is Sally. Sally, this is Mr. Jenkins and Mr. Thompson. Sally just popped in and she's popping out again any minute now.
Bassett. Wait, now that name rings a bell.
Does it?
Yes, Bassett, family of 6.
6?
There's the grandmother, 3 grandchildren, and Mr. and Mrs. Bassett up as well, upstairs.
Yes, the Bassetts, there's all sorts up there.
Well, I dare say, but I think you're being most indelicate to Mr. Bassett.
Indelicate?
It's okay, Sally.
Excuse me.
You shouldn't let them speak to you like this, not today.
I can handle it.
Excuse me.
This gentleman's father has passed away. He needs care, support and sympathy.
Oh, bloody hell.
What's going on?
Norman! Normally I would have said something earlier, but I forgot.
Forgot what?
I forgot that my father dropped down dead this morning.
Really?
Yes, and we'll all miss my father, Norman, won't we, Mr. Thompson?
Oh, your father, Norman. Yes, we'll all miss him.
Say goodbye, Sally.
You say your father passed away this morning?
That's right.
So, you're Norman Bassett's son?
Yes.
Which makes you...
Very sad.
your name?
Oh, I see. Mr. Bassett. Junior. The second.
Your first name?
Oh, it's Thomas.
Thomas.
Well, which is it, John or Thomas?
Well, it's both, isn't it? It's John Thomas.
Yes.
But I don't understand. According to the Bassett family file, Norman Bassett's eldest son is called William Richard.
Yes, I know, but when I was at school, everyone teased me. They called me Willie Dicky. Everyone calls me John Thomas.
Willie, Dicky, John Thomas, I don't get it.
It doesn't matter, Mr. Jenkins.
Willie Dicky, do you get it, miss?
Oh, yes, I get it.
Yes, she gets it, he gets it, and I get it. Willie Dicky, that's me.
But wait there, I still don't understand. According to our file, Norman Bassett's eldest son, William Richard,
That's me.
is stone deaf.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I missed that one.
He's been receiving our criminal injuries compensation for the last 18 months.
Of what? Say again?
yes. Poor Willie has been stone deaf ever since the place that he worked at was held up.
The police was held up and Willie went deaf.
Yes, they blew up the safe and burst both his eardrums.
But you've understood every word that I've said.
Your friend's talking to you, Willie. You have to look right at him when you talk to him, Sally. Willie reads lips, don't you, Willie?
Yes, my braille.
It's a burden he's learned to live with.
Yes, but I hope the unemployment benefit has helped to ease the grief.
Unemployment benefit?
Yes.
Unemployed as well.
Yes. Poor Willie's been looking for work for the last 12 months. But not even a whisper of a job.
No, particularly as such a specialist before the accident.
Specialist?
I don't think there's as much call for deaf piano tuners.
Piano tuner?
No.
You poor man, your entire livelihood devastated by a meaningless act of violence.
Yes.
Look, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go off, Sally, and see what you can organise for us?
Oh, I think Willie needs a bit of assistance here.
No, I think he's doing all right.
Or maybe there must be something I can do.
No, I don't think there is there, Willie?
No, you've done enough already, thank you,
What
Sally.
about the funeral arrangements?
What?
Why don't I do the funeral arrangements for you?
Oh, no.
You just let me know if it's to be a cremation or a burial.
It doesn't matter.
What?
I don't care.
Steady, Willie.
Have some respect for your poor dead father.
You must remember Willie's having a very bad day today, aren't you, Willie?
Yes.
Well, your father must have left some last wishes.
Oh, I think you want to be pushed off the end of Brighton Pier or something.
Good heavens!
No. What Willie meant to say was that his father wanted to be buried at sea. So, Sally, you go off and see what you can organise for us, and we'll speak to you again later.
That's all right. You leave everything to me, Mr. Thompson. Oh, keep it up, Willie Dicky.
Right, well, that's that dealt with then. Now, where were we?
Mr. Swan.
Yes. Oh! Yes! Mr. Swan. You just missed him, didn't you? I tell you what, you give me your address and I'll get him to pop in on his way to work tomorrow morning.
Mr. Thompson, I think you're forgetting I've got to remain at this residence and the matter is settled. Remember our most cowper.
How could I forget? I tell you what, you go back into the dining room and help yourself to another couple of Jaffa cakes, and I'll see if he's got back to work yet.
Good. I want this matter settled with Mr. Swan as soon as possible.
Of course.
What have you done?
Oh, stop panicking. We just need to find someone else to sign as Swan, that's all. We're just back at stage one.
Stage one? He thinks you're a lame-legged, logical Thompson, and she thinks I'm an out-of-work, recently breed deaf piano tuner with a dicky willy. Eric, my boy.
Not now, Uncle George. That situation is no better.
Sorry about that, but I've got some returns for you, Eric.
Returns?
Now's not the time, Uncle George.
It's these surgical stockings, they're just not moving.
Oh, no. I've got a suitcase full of them upstairs.
A suitcase full of stockings?
Surgical stockings, Norman. NHS, standard varicose vein issue.
They're our highest selling item last Christmas. I think it's the colour, Eric. Autumnal pastels are in this season.
It's really not the time, Uncle George.
I just need to get those wigs from the cupboard.
Not now, Mr. Swan.
I need the wigs.
Come back later, Mr. Swan.
Mr. Swan!
Yes.
Mr. Swan!
Oh, no.
It's perfect.
It's preposterous. It'll never work.
What would never work?
Mr. Jenkins needs someone, Mr. Swan, to sign his papers for him. I can't sign Swan because he thinks I'm Rupert Thompson. Norman can't sign Swan because he thinks he's his own dead father's son. Linda can't sign Swan because she doesn't know anything about it. So, I need you to sign as Swan. But not as you, Swan, as me, Swan. Now we've got a Swan to sign Swan.
Sounds logical to me.
Gonna have to get you a change of clothes, though.
Oh, you can just tell. It's been an odd job day and I've been working around the house.
No, you meant to be an electricity board, remember?
Oh, electricity board, do you mean?
Everything I've got's going to be too big for you. What about you, Norman? You've got any very, 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 very old clothes upstairs?
Oh, I'm not helping you out any further, Eric.
You must. Just think of your Brenda sitting there in court when you're carted off by the police to jail where you'll serve 10 years for conspiring to defraud Her Majesty's governments.
I think I've got some very, 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 very old clothes that might fit in.
Off you go then. Right, you can get changed in the bedroom, Uncle George. Go get your clothes, Norman. Hey, Norman, this is living.
Living. Morning, Mrs. Swan.
Norman!
Mrs. Swan, you're in the living room.
Well, I didn't realise that, Norman. So are you.
But you're not meant to be in the living room.
Well, neither are you. You're supposed to be at work.
So are you, Linda.
Well, never mind me. I'd be grateful if you left me alone.
That's not a good idea.
I'm expecting a visitor.
A visitor?
And it's private.
It might not be.
It is.
Eric didn't say anything about a private visitor.
Eric doesn't know anything about it.
Mrs. Swan, I really don't think you should be having private visitors that Eric doesn't know about. Mrs. Swan?
Just leave me alone.
No, you're not allowed in there.
What now?
No, you can't. It's not allowed.
Not allowed. Let me into my bedroom.
No. The health department said you can't.
The gentleman from the health department said I can't.
Yes. They put your bedroom into quarantine.
Quarantine?
Yes, apparently it's an outbreak of some horrible, virulent, contagious disease.
In my bedroom?
Yes.
That's awful.
It's bloody awful. That's why you can't go into your bedroom. Or the dining room.
The dining room as well?
Yes, it's spread. You'll have to sleep with me.
Oh, thank you.
You'll feel better.
What, sleeping with you?
I mean upstairs, tonight, in my flat, with Eric, when he comes home from work, on the electricity board, where he works.
What's that?
Thunder.
There's someone in the dining room.
No, I don't think so.
Hello! I think I've been shut in.
Don't worry, everything's under control. It's a gentleman from the health department.
A gentleman from the health department?
Yes, they left him behind.
I think the door's stuck.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Is that Mr. Bassett?
Yes,
The Mr. Bassett I was talking to earlier?
that's right.
Then how can you hear me?
I beg your pardon?
Hello, Swan's residence. Brenda?
Oh, Brenda, please let me talk to her.
No, he can't talk to you right now. What? No, I don't know why he didn't go to work today. Pardon? No, you can't possibly come over here now.
No, please don't.
Shut up! You'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Brenda, look, I know we've never met, but I promise you I'm not always this rude. We'll meet on Saturday, okay? Goodbye.
Is she all right?
She was worried about you.
I know how she feels.
Look, Norman, I'm going to the kitchen to make myself a cup of tea. And by the time it's brewed, I want you out of my living room.
Make sure it's good and strong. Hello, Brenda.
Open this door!
Oh, goodbye, Brenda. Coming!
Where are those clothes for Uncle George?
Disaster.
What, no clothes?
Please let me out!
Hello, Mr. Jenkins.
Oh, I locked him in the dining room.
What did you do that for?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
No! Be quiet,
You
Norman.
don't understand in the kitchen.
Shut up, Norman. I do apologise. It's these old door frames. They're sticking all the time, I'm afraid.
Mr. Thompson, it's nearly 10 o'clock.
Yes.
And if there's no sign of Mr. Swan, I must contact head office. Can I use the telephone?
No, you don't need that.
What's
Mr.
that?
Swan's come home.
Has he?
Yes.
Well, can I see him then?
No. He's not ready yet.
Not ready. Well, where is he?
He's, on the roof.
On the roof?
Yes, that's right.
What's your landlord doing on the roof in this weather?
Fixing up a new satellite.
This is all very odd.
That's right. He was at work when he suddenly remembered it was odd job day and he came straight home, went up on the roof, fixed the new satellite. He'll be down again in 3 minutes.
Who's that?
Who's what?
There's someone banging.
At this time of day?
On that door.
Oh, that.
Well, who is it, Mr. Thompson?
Well, who is it, Willie?
My mother.
Your mother?
You mean Mrs. Bassett?
Yes.
Your widowed mother?
Yes, my widowed mother.
This door's been locked.
What's she doing here?
Mr. Bassett, what's your widowed mother doing locked in the kitchen?
Well, we had to share the news about poor Daddy passing away and she went berserk.
Good heavens! Perhaps someone should let her...
No, you have to remember it's that time of year as well.
That time of year?
Her moon is in Uranus.
Astrologically speaking, Willie's mother's very strange at this time of year. I imagine, combined with the news of the bereavements.
Yes, she's been tearing up the carpet and eating the wallpaper in the kitchen.
Eating the wallpaper?
Yes, it's for her own good. I tell you what, why don't we go up to the attic?
The attic?
That's a good idea. I'll go first.
No, you stay here. We'll go up there and we can sort out this business with Mr. Swan straight away by climbing out onto the roof.
Let me in.
Should we let that poor woman out?
No, that's not a good idea, is it, Willie?
No, we've just had new wallpaper in here.
Right.
Off to the attic then.
Let me just grab my files.
You grab whatever you like. Right. You've got 5 minutes now. And when I come back downstairs, I want Uncle George dressed up as me in one of your very, 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 very old suits.
What about Linda?
Or we'll leave her locked up.
Hello. Oh, Brenda. Well,
What on earth is Mr. Bassett doing on the telephone?
nobody there again.
Oh, Willie. He's never got the hang of the telephone since the accident. Have you, Willie?
Just gone half past.
Here's your ring. Let's be off then.
Wait, I just have one further question about Mr. Bassett's hearing.
Yes, it's very sad, isn't it?
I dare say, but I was talking to him earlier and understood every word I was saying.
I told you, Willie reads lips.
Through solid oak doors?
He's got very keen eyesight.
Hello, Brenda.
Norman!
Oh, goodbye, Brenda. No, the gentleman from the health department said you've got to stay in the kitchen until further notice.
Open up! Hello? Is there anybody there? Only me. Hello? Unlock this door! Oh! Norman, if you don't stop playing silly buggers! Oh, Dr. Chapman! Mrs. Swan, are you all right, Mrs. Swan? No, I'm not. Would you like to sit down? You stupid idiot, Norman! Let's try some deep breathing. What with him mucking about and having to be you this morning? That's all right. I've been really very anxious about it, you know. I can see that. I mean, I never thought I'd have to talk to anyone about my husband. I understand. Let alone a marriage guidance counsellor, relationship arbitrator, and Norman Bassett are upstairs lunching. He hasn't helped any. for help. And that's why I'm here. Thank you, Dr. Chapman. Would you like a cup of tea? I've just made one. In a moment, perhaps. Well, if it's all right, I think I might just get on with it and show it to you and get it out in the open. However you want to play this is just perfect. Questioning a partner's sexuality is never an easy task. No. Well, it's over here. I found it all by complete mistake when I was looking for our old silly films. I was going to get them transferred to video for our anniversary. Well, this is it. Prepare yourself for a shock, Dr. Chapman. This is precisely what your counsel has trained me for, Mrs. Swan. This is the first thing I found. I see. And then this. And then this. And then I found these. And then this. Well, your husband certainly seems to have got himself well organised. Tell me, Mrs. Swan, Eric's mother. Yes? Is she a blonde by any chance? Well, yes, yes. And is she a large woman? Well, largish. Does that mean anything? Could be. I think I'm beginning to see a pattern emerging here. Could be the result of a suppressed mother fixation. Oh, God! Fortunately, this fetish is still very personal to your husband. A fetish? I don't suppose that he's yet gained the courage to venture out and about with it. Out and about? Yes, I don't suppose he's gone that wild. I expect he just likes to slip into his favourite frock and parade up and down in front of the bedroom mirror. In front of the bedroom mirror? You mustn't distress yourself, Mrs. Swan. You're telling me that my husband's gay? No, not all cross-dressers are that way inclined. Cross-dresser? Now, I'm not saying that your husband doesn't have a problem. A large problem, in fact, but a large problem? Oh, no, Mrs. Swan, don't allow yourself.
Am I going to get dressed up or what?
Who exactly are you?
Wait a minute. Are you from the local authorities?
That's right.
Oh, sorry. Yes, well, Swan is the name.
You mean you're Mr. Swan?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Eric Swan?
Oh, yes. Yes, oh, Eric Swan. Eric Swan. That's me. Well, shall we get on with it then?
I beg your pardon.
Or we sign a statement or something, don't we?
I thought we'd start with a bit of a chat.
Chat.
Yes.
Oh, all right then. What should we chat about?
I suppose I'd better be honest and straightforward about it, hadn't I?
Honesty is the best policy, as my dear lovely mother used to say.
Ah, yes, your lovely dear mother. Well, I'm afraid I know all about it.
All about what?
What you've been getting up to on the quiet.
What do you mean?
I've seen your get-up in the cupboard.
Not what was in the box.
I'm afraid so, yes.
Oh, I mean, I didn't think you'd come around here to chat about that.
Yes, I'm afraid it's all come out into the open.
About what's been going on here?
That's right.
You mean you've come round here to make an arrest?
Mr. Swan, there's no question of an
I must
arrest.
make something perfectly clear. I'm not who I said. No question of an arrest.
No.
Why not?
It's not illegal, is it?
Isn't it? You mean what I've been doing with the wigs, the dresses and the stockings isn't against the law?
That's right.
Blimey. I would have thought everyone would have been at it.
I'm not so sure about that, Eric. You don't mind if I call you Eric, do you?
No, you can call me Eric.
Well, I'm not sure that it's widely approved of, but certainly a lot of people do it.
Do they?
Yes, it's a free country.
It certainly is. I only wish I'd found out earlier that it was legal.
Why?
I've got the whole family at it.
I must say, that's not quite the attitude I was expecting.
Oh, I can tell you, my partner will be very relieved as well.
Your partner?
Yes,
You mean there's someone else who indulges in this with you?
that's right.
Are you too impolite of me to ask who?
You sure it's legal?
Quite sure, Eric.
Well then, it's my Uncle George.
Your uncle?
Oh, yes. Actually, the clothes were Uncle George's idea.
Were they?
I thought we just should stick to the wigs. But clever old Uncle George insisted that we got into the dresses and stockings as well.
Did he?
Oh, yes. Uncle George, he's the one who really knows the tricks of the trade.
Does he?
Yes, he does, yes.
I'll get you something to drink. Mrs. Swan, prepare yourself for a shock. What? Mrs. Swan, there's someone else involved in your husband's cross-dressing. What? Yes, I'm afraid so. Oh, God! Who? It's your husband's Uncle George. Uncle George? That's right, and from what Eric told me, it's Uncle George who's been leading your husband astray. I can't believe it. Eric and Uncle George? That's right, and Eric gave me to understand that they've been indulging in this for quite some years. Of course. It's Uncle George. He used to take him camping. Mrs. Swan.
Please.
Mr. Fulbright is an undertaker.
That's all very well, but... Undertaker?
He's here to take care of everything.
Bloody hell.
Mr. Bassett, what on earth are you doing? You shouldn't be trying to move the body on your own. Yes, your dead departed father, Norman.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Wait a minute. Here earlier you said that this man was Uncle George.
No, that was someone completely different. Uncle George is gone now.
But he looks just the same.
He does, doesn't he?
Practically identical.
That's right, they're twins. Uncle George is dear Daddy's twin brother.
My goodness, Uncle George must be shattered.
He's knocked out.
Mr. Fulbright, is there a bedroom we can use on this floor?
Bedroom?
Yes, I just want somewhere for your father to rest peacefully.
No, the bedrooms are being used. Sally will show you the way through here. You can lay him out on the dining room table.
The dining room table?
Yes, we'll eat out tonight.
Your father is in a better place now.
Yes. I wish I was with him. I'll get you some smelling salts, Uncle George.
I just don't understand it, Mr. Jenkins. I'm sure there's that Mr. Swan went to.
It's all right.
And I do apologise, I had no idea it was so dusty up there. I really do apologise, Mr. Jenkins. Wait a moment. Here he is now.
Oh. So this is your elusive Mr. Swan?
Yes, this is my landlord, Mr. Swan. Say hello to Mr. Jenkins.
Is he deaf as well?
No, nothing like that.
Well, what's the matter with him then?
He's dead. This poor gentleman slipped away from us earlier this morning.
Slipped away?
Mr. Thompson, did your landlord fall off the roof?
I'm not sure what's happened, actually.
I'm told it was very peaceful.
Well, that's a relief.
I couldn't find any smelling salts on George, but this is enough to bring anyone down.
What's that, Mr. Bassett?
I was just saying the bin men are coming round. Bye, George.
Mr. Bassett, I was looking for a cloth for the dining room table.
A cloth for the, What's going on down here, Willie?
Nothing at all.
I'm preparing to lay out the body of the dining room table.
Lay him out?
Yes, this young man's father has died.
God.
Willie Bassett's father? I don't understand, Mr. Thompson.
Join the club.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Forbright. You'll find a tablecloth in the far chest, and there's knives and forks in the dresser if you need them. Well, there we are then.
Willie Bassett's father? And you just told me this was your landlord, Eric Swan.
Yes, I did. And he is.
How could Mr. Swan have been Willie Bassett's father?
You explain that to me once, didn't you, Willie?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, did you say something?
Mr. Bassett,
That's you, Willie.
how could Mr. Swan have been your father?
Well, when I was a little boy, my father, the lumberjack, lost his job.
Yes.
And the family fell on hard times, and so they decided to have me fostered here with Mr. and Mrs. Swan.
Oh, I see. So Mr. Swan is your foster father?
Yes, on his mother's side.
Are you saying that both your real father and your foster father have passed away this morning?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Eric Swan here, Mr. Norman Bassett. Upstairs.
You've lost two fathers in one morning.
Yes, he's very careless.
Oh, awful. And your real father, Norman Bassett the lumberjack, how did he die?
He fell out of a tree.
And his body's upstairs?
Yes, that's where he landed.
And the undertaker's dealing with him as well?
No, that's a surprise for later. Well, Mr. Jenkins, as you can see, Mr. Swan won't be able to sign your papers for you, so I think you better go back to your office empty-handed.
Oh, but I won't.
Won't you?
No, Mrs. Swan can sign your forms. I think you'll find, Mr. Thompson, that according to your lease, Mrs. Swan is your landlord as well as the late Mr. Swan.
Is she?
And if that's the case, it'd be perfectly in order for her to sign to confirm that you have been convalescing here with gout for the past 6 months.
Oh, that is good news.
So is she home?
No, she's definitely not home. She's at work.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
You're new around here, aren't you?
I am actually, yes. Has anyone seen Mr. Swan?
No, Eric's no longer with us. And, who is it who wishes to know?
Dr. Chapman.
Doctor?
Yes, I suppose Mr. Swan's resting, is he?
Resting.
Yes, he was hit by a door.
Oh, so that's how it happened.
Have you found him yet, Dr. Chapman? Oh,
Yeah. I know who you are.
I'm beginning to know who you are. Dr. Chapman, I need to talk to you alone.
You have company?
I don't care if the Queen Mum popped over. Why are you limping?
I wasn't limping.
You've got a walking stick.
Oh, yes. It's, playing up again.
What's it?
You know, the old leg.
What are you talking about?
It's his gout.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Gout?
Yes, and it's very sore.
But you haven't got gout.
What?
You are so right. Mind over matter. Positive thinking. I haven't got gout. I haven't got gout. Marvellous, I feel better already. Thank you.
Perhaps I should come back at a more convenient moment.
I think we should all come back at a more convenient moment.
I told you to push up upstairs.
I believe he's involved down here, actually.
Who are you?
Oh, he's fine.
What?
You asked, how are you? And he's perfectly well. He wasn't feeling too good earlier, but now he's just fine, aren't you? Yes.
Norman?
Normal, yes, he's absolutely normal now.
I asked who he was.
Ah, she said who?
It sounded really like how to me as well.
Shut up! Who are you?
I'm the gentleman from the dining room.
There we are then.
This is the gentleman that was stuck in the dining room, aren't you?
Yes. And who are you, mate?
Oh, she's fine as well.
I asked who she was.
Oh, he said who?
Who are you?
Well,
The lady from the kitchen. Yes, that's right. This is the lady that was stuck in the kitchen, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, there we are then. The gentleman from the dining room, the lady from the kitchen. I think that's enough introductions for one morning. Oh, why don't you go make us a nice fresh pot of tea?
I just made a pot of tea.
Go and make another one.
I wouldn't mind putting the kettle on. Sit down.
You say you're the lady from the kitchen,
That's right.
so you're his...
Yes,
that's
she
right.
is.
Guess what?
But she looks so young.
What?
Doesn't she? What a nice thing to say. Did you hear that? That is so sweet with Mr. Jenkins saying how young you look. That all of you ladies obviously doing the trick.
It certainly is.
Why don't you put a mud pack on right away?
Get off me!
Mr. Bassett.
That's me.
So is this the widow?
The widow?
No. No, that's the widow over there. That's the little widow. And that's the little door. That's the little ceiling up there.
I said that. Oh, never mind. So is he saying that you're his...
Yes, yes he is.
His what?
You are my little cuddly mummy bunny, aren't you? What? I know little Wooey's all upset and teary talking about Daddy going to heaven. Please don't take it out on little me.
Why are you talking like that?
Get on!
Don't you want any tea?
Please make some tea! Like we did in the old days.
The old days?
When you used to pick me up from school. You always used to have a cup of tea and a slice of cake ready for me to do my homework.
Shut up! I want to talk to my husband.
Yes.
Talk to your husband?
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you'd like to talk to your husband. Oh, we all would, wouldn't we?
Yes, but we can't.
Can't.
No, a few last words would be wonderful, but alas.
What are you talking about, Norman?
Yes, poor Norman. That's exactly who I'm talking about. Now, what about that tea?
Don't want any tea. I really wouldn't mind putting a kettle on. Sit down! Will you please get rid of Norman?
Get rid of Norman?
Oh, no. You can leave him where he is for a while.
Get rid of Norman? Madam, how can you talk like that?
Very easily.
He's okay where he is.
Yes, he's okay.
I'm sick of him hanging around the house like a bad smell.
Good God!
He's perfectly peaceful where he is.
It's very peaceful.
Look, if you don't get rid of him, I'll get rid of him myself.
Madam, have you no respect?
What for?
Of a poor Norman?
Not today, no.
Especially today.
He's been more of a bloody nuisance today than usual.
I beg your pardon?
I'm having a terrible day, and all he can do is lie around the house looking stupid.
I've never heard anything like this in my
In
life.
fact, I just wish he'd bugger off up there where he belongs.
Good God!
Mr. Bassett, why do you take Mr. Jenkins through to the kitchen and make him a nice cup of tea?
I've had enough tea to sink a battleship.
How about a wee bit morning sherry then?
I think I could use a small sherry.
Sit down! I think it's a little early for sherry.
No, it's all right. The clocks have just gone back. Follow me.
Perhaps in the meantime we can locate Mrs. Swan.
Yes.
Locate Mr. Swan?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about that.
Why is that man looking for me?
He's not looking for you. Why is this woman looking for me?
He was looking for me. I'm not looking for you.
You just asked for Mr. Swan.
And he just asked for Mrs. Swan. But you're not Mr. Swan that I'm looking for.
And you're not the Mrs. Swan that he's looking for. He's looking for my mother.
Your mother.
Yes.
Ah, so your name's Swan as well.
Yes.
Yes. Aha. That's the gentleman from the health department.
Yes.
The one who's been spraying the bedroom for that contagious disease.
Yes.
So what does he want with your mother?
She needs to be fumigated.
Fumigated. Who's that?
That's nobody. Abracadabra!
It's Mr. Swan. He was in his underwear. He was in his underwear. Right.
Yes, he was, wasn't he?
But why, for God's sake?
He was in the middle of getting changed.
chain. It's a what?
He wanted to borrow something of mine.
Something of yours?
Yes, he likes to get dressed up from time to time.
Oh, dressed up? How could you do this to me?
Do what?
Well, it was me like to find out.
Find out.
That you're a transvestite. So this must be Uncle George. Of course it's Uncle George. Good. How could you be so blatant about all this?
Blatant?
I might have guessed something like this would happen when you gave up smoking.
Smoking?
Mrs. Swan, I don't think you can blame your husband's condition on the fact that Uncle George gave up smoking. Uncle George never smoked. Then how could he give it up? My God. You even used to play rugby. Or Uncle George giving up rugby. Uncle George never played rugby. Are you sure your name's Swan?
Yes.
I think we're nearly ready for... Oh, where's young Mr. Bassett?
Oh, he's gone. You can leave too.
But I'm still busy.
Does Uncle George have any brothers?
No. Well, he used to have a twin brother, Norman.
Oh,
Aha!
thank you. You can leave now.
Was it Uncle Norman who used to smoke and play rugby? Excuse me.
Will you please go?
But I'm still engaged.
It doesn't matter.
Engaged?
Yes, Mr. Bassett.
Yes, engage, Mr. Bassett.
Ah, you must be. Oh my God. The telephone call earlier.
Yes.
I'm so sorry if you thought I was rude.
Rude.
No, she didn't think you were rude.
Really, come in. It's lovely to meet you at last. It's lovely.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, it's really a wonderful surprise.
Surprise.
Yes, I didn't think we'd meet until Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes, at the church.
Church.
Yes, the church. Here's the church. Here's the steeple. Look inside and there's the people.
Oh, the church on Saturday. The date's been fixed in.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, I won't be able to be there for that. I've already made up the plans.
Other plans? What about Norman?
What about the poor man?
If you don't show up on Saturday, he'll be devastated.
Who will?
Well, Norman, of course.
Norman's dead.
What?
What a thing to say.
Well, he is.
So it's like that, is it?
What?
He's dead, just like that. Leave him flat.
What?
I couldn't agree more. That's really very cold.
What is?
Oh, 1 minute you love him to the end of the earth, and the next minute you drop him like a sack of old potatoes.
What are you talking about?
I expect you've got a new boyfriend already.
Mr. Thompson.
Oh, so that's his name, is it?
I've completed my notes, and I'd like to make an appointment to come back at some other time.
No, I want this sorted today.
You get back in there and just consider your position.
Consider my
Oh,
what?
just get in there and shut up.
An awful woman.
Isn't she just?
Get rid of her, get rid of everyone. Dr. Chapman and I need to talk to you alone.
You want to talk to me?
You want to talk to him? Yes. About your mother.
You want to talk to me about my mother?
About Uncle George's mother. His mother.
You want to talk to me about my mother?
Yes. And what big boobs she's got.
Norman!
Norman's dead.
I mean, Willie, Norman's son. Can I have a word?
I was just about to decant a sherry.
Well, keep him around, Mr. Jenkins. Help yourself to another couple of drinky poos. Norman, that situation has deteriorated.
Deteriorated, it's bloody disintegrated.
I've got to get rid of that, Mr. Jenkins.
No, he's going to stay here until we produce Mrs. Swan. And he's almost polished off all your cooking sherry.
Hell. Oh, my clothes ready. Uncle George!
I was supposed to get all dressed up as you.
I'll forget about that now.
Yes, that's off. You can go home.
Oh, I want to go to bed.
Oh, come on, Uncle George. Don't leave us again. What on earth are you doing to poor Mr. Swan? Just putting some colour back into his cheeks.
Mr. Bassett, you should leave everything to Mr. Fulbright, your foster father's undertaker.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Now, while I was in the kitchen, something just struck me.
Probably fell off the fridge.
No, nothing like that. That lady just now, that's Mrs. Bassett, your widowed mother.
That's right.
I still think she's far too young to be your mother.
You're absolutely right, it's his stepmother.
Oh, Christ. Stepmother?
Well, when I was a little boy and my father lost his job and the family fell on hard times,
Yes.
and I was fostered at Swans,
Yes.
my real mother died. So my father, the lumberjack, remarried. She's my stepmother.
Oh, I see. And that would explain her lack of respect for your father, Norman.
Got to explain something.
And your real mother, how did she die?
She was struck while Mum and Dad were felling trees down Petticoat Lane.
How awful.
Yes, absolutely shocking. Why don't you go and help yourself another cup of sherries?
No, three's quite enough for me this time in the morning. Now, I really must contact Ms. Cowper.
No, you don't want to do that.
You're right, I don't, but as there's no sign of Mrs. Swan, I must contact her office.
No, you don't need to do that. She's on her way home.
Is she?
Yes, I contacted her at work and she'll be here in 15 minutes.
What? Oh, I'm pleased to hear it.
So, why don't you go back in the kitchen? Have a nice pot of tea ready for when she gets here.
Oh, by the way, Mrs. Swan's washing machine make a very funny noise.
Is it? Well, if you could fix that for her as well, I'm sure she'll be most grateful.
Oh, right, I'll have a go at that.
You're going to introduce Mr. Jenkins to Mrs. Swan. You're never going to persuade Linda to help you out. And anyway, he thinks she's my loopy widowed stepmother who eats wallpaper.
I know that. That is why we're going to revive Uncle George, dress him up in bra, stockings, corset, maternity dress, with long blonde wig, and pass him off as Mrs. Swan.
That's very good. Maternity dress and a long blonde.
Yeah, and Uncle George.
You can't be serious. Pass Uncle George off as your wife.
Not my wife. I'm Rupert Thompson, remember? He'll be Mr. Swan's wife. Widow.
Well, who's going to be Mr. Swan then?
Nobody. Mr. Swan's dead.
Oh, I can't keep up with this.
Give me a hand. Let's some smelling salts.
Oh, we haven't got any. We'll have to use this instead. This is, I threw up in this last night when I came out of the ground.
Those pizzas, they're shocking.
Come on, let's get him in.
Come on, Uncle George.
What in God's name are you doing with Mr. Bassett?
I if we did it ourselves, we could save on the funeral expenses.
What? I could too. Bins go out tonight.
Mr. Bassett, being thrown out with the rubbish is hardly a dignified way for your father to depart this world.
I told you you wouldn't go for it, Willie.
Mr. Bassett, we're almost ready for your father.
No,
We lay him out peacefully at the dining room table.
no, you mustn't take him in there.
Why not?
Because,
Oh, because Willie's just remembered that his mother's having a dinner party this
Beg your
evening.
pardon?
that'll do.
A dinner party?
I said it'd be quite a do.
Yes, and it wouldn't be right if Mr. Swan put the table centrepiece now, would he?
Mr. Bassett, I think it would be easier for everyone if I simply took your father with me back to my funeral parlour.
No! No, you mustn't take Daddy away. Not until the rest of the family have paid their last respects.
The rest of the family?
Yes, they'll all have to say goodbye. There's,
Grandmother Norman.
my dear Granny Norma up in the back room, and,
Sister Rosemary.
and Sister Rosie down in the basement, and,
Brother Bertie.
and my dear brother Bertie.
Bertie Bassett.
And it was my father's dying wish that they should all pay their last respects in this house.
So where shall we lay him out then?
Let's put him in one of the bedrooms upstairs.
Very well, I'll move all my things up there.
Thank you. Most kind.
Morning, Mr. Bassett.
Bloody door!
That awful, horrible, bloody door. I hate it. It's a terrible thing. I want it out of here. You can bury it along with Dad.
You can't bury a door.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Fulbright. We'll have to cremate it instead.
Oh, George. Oh, look at him. It's no good. He'll never be able to pretend to be your wife.
You're absolutely right, Norman. It's a good job one of us is still thinking straight.
Thank you.
Yes, we're going to have to abandon the idea of George impersonating Linda.
Oh, thank heavens for that.
Yep. You'll have to do it instead. I'll have to do it. Look, by the time we've got this stuff on, Mr. Jenkins is never going to recognise you. It's windy out there, you can put a scarf around your head. Not even Brenda would know who it was.
Oh, God, Brenda.
Eric,
Hello.
Dr. Chapman wants to see us in the bedroom now. What I actually suggested was that we make another appointment for some more convenient time. Now.
Well, we still have
We
guests.
still have guests.
Now! Excuse me. You've got 5 minutes and then I'm evicting the whole lot myself.
Well, Norman was just leaving anyway, weren't you, Norman?
Yes, he's going to take it out myself, so.
Excuse me.
You? Out?
Look, I don't know who you are, but you're not making what I have to do any easier.
I'm Norman's landlady.
Well, I'm dealing with him as fast as I can.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
If you don't mind.
Where are you going to go?
I'm going upstairs to lay Norman.
You're going to do what?
Lay Norman in the bed.
What?
Well, we were going to do it on the dining room table. But now I have to help him upstairs.
And then just leave him?
I suppose so.
You promised tart.
Heart. I think it's a summer pudding that she's making.
Almost ready. I hope now Mr. Bassett will be all right. I think the shock has affected him more than he cares to admit.
Yes, I think it has.
What shock?
Nothing, it doesn't matter.
What's happened?
Nothing that concerns you.
Mr. Bassett's father died.
Oh, God.
Mr. Bassett's father?
Yes, he died, apparently.
This morning.
Yes, after you went out to work, Mr. Bassett came round and dropped down dead.
But good heavens, Norman didn't say anything.
No one didn't say anything.
No, I don't think he did. He came round and he went to the garden path and died.
What did Mr. Bassett's father die of?
Lassa fever.
Lassa fever?
That explains why the health department have been here spraying all morning.
Yes, that's right. It was all very sudden.
Certain.
Yes, it was all completely by
It
surprise.
certainly has.
But with Lassa fever, surely poor Mr. Bassett would have been bedridden for weeks.
But he was.
But you just said it was sudden.
That's right.
But he must have been dying for some time.
Yes. Yes, he was. He was dying for ages. But the bit right at the very, very, very end, that was bloody sudden. 1 minute. Lights on. Next minute, lights off. Bloody sudden.
I see. But Lassa fever is highly contagious.
Is it?
Yeah, you don't understand. That changes everything.
Does it?
There's an entirely different code of practice when dealing with a contagious disease.
Is there?
Mr. Bassett's body will have to be sealed and sent for autopsy as soon as possible.
Autopsy?
Immediately.
Why don't we go out for lunch?
Out for lunch?
Great idea. We'll go down to that cafe on the corner and have a little chat
You're
with
not
our...
going anywhere.
I think I'd better collect the rest of my things.
No, you stay there.
We lay him peacefully upstairs.
You mustn't.
Did anyone find out what Norman wants?
Find out what Norman wants.
No, I don't think they did.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't wish to be indelicate, but I don't think what Norman wants is of any consequence.
Don't you?
Well, it's hardly relevant, is it?
But we're now to take this man off for an autopsy. And you don't care what Norman thinks?
Not really.
You callous swine!
Paris wine. It's a full-bodied shabby.
You're a horrible man.
Isn't he just?
Now perhaps we can have 5 minutes with Dr. Chapman.
No, I've got far more important things to do. Norman! Is it time I got dressed up?
What did you just say?
I said, I think it's time I got all dressed up. Come on, Uncle George. Let's get get you out of here before you get into any more trouble. Up you come. Right, let's put you upstairs. Oh, no. Kitchen. Oh, no. Dining room. Bedroom. God, I'm sure you're putting on weight, Uncle George. Oh, I know. Into the window seats.
Thompson! What on earth are you doing with Mr. Bassett?
Just seeing if he fits.
Fits!
Yes, we're going to have a made-to-measure coffin, made-to-measure, and I just want to see what size we needed.
Mr. Thompson?
And we're going to need the large size after
A
all.
larger size?
Yes, Mr. Bassett requested to be cremated with his cricket gear.
And what about the ashes?
Oh, we'll lose those, I expect.
Your washing machine's making a very funny noise indeed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Look, it's starting to foam.
Oh, bloody hell.
Mr. Thompson, I think you should take poor Mr. Bassett out.
Oh, no, leave him there. He might as well start getting used to it.
Anything for him?
Oh, change of plans, Miss Chessington.
Oh, not again.
Most urgent. We have to make plans for the body to be sealed prior to autopsy.
Autopsy?
Yes, and they need a larger coffin for his equipment. Good morning.
Are you Mr. Thompson?
No,
Swan?
no ma'am.
Bassett?
No, Forbright.
Well, Mr. Forbright, my name is Mus Culper.
Miss Cowper.
Mus Culper. Department of Social Security. Chief Borough Inspector. I believe our man Jenkins has been with you all morning.
Jenkins.
Checking up on you all, Mr. Thompson.
Mr. Thompson is in the kitchen at the moment with a gentleman from the health department.
I'd stop complaining and keep your thumb in the hole.
Mr. Thompson.
No, your
Mr.
thumb!
Thompson. This lady has just arrived to see you. And in the meantime, I'll take Miss Chessington to see if I can get my hands on a larger one.
Thank you. You look marvellous! I beg your pardon, but I'd never have known. What? Fabulous. We've got nothing to worry about now.
Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. You have these about. Don't get too close, your moustache is beginning to show. Mr. Thompson. Ah, these are great. I was just trying to keep abreast of things. I've been under a lot of strain this morning.
You were with us, Miss Jenkins.
No, you don't understand. I suffer from Tourette syndrome.
Tourette syndrome.
Yes, the uncontrollable urge to shout out insults at people.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jenkins. However, in the final stage of Tourette syndrome, the sufferer doesn't know whether they're simply going to insult people or physically abuse complete strangers.
Gracious.
It can be very embarrassing.
No, I've read several medical papers on the subject, and there was no mention of physical abuse.
Oh, it's absolutely true. Big boy. There I go again.
Really, Mr. Thompson?
It's got much worse of late. I mean, it used to just be, but now it's... Oh, sorry. I'll try to keep my hands to myself and my mouth shut.
If you could. Mr. Jenkins, were you able to get Mr. Swan's confirmation on Mr. Thompson's illness?
Mr. Swan's not here.
Well, where is he?
He's dead.
Dead?
Yes, he died this morning. That's why he couldn't sign Mr. Jenkins' forms for me.
Really?
But the good news is that Mrs. Swan's on her way home to sign them instead, so you can go back to your head office knowing that Mr. Jenkins here's very much got the situation under control.
Mr. Thompson, I do not like being played with.
So I noticed.
You're not dealing with Jenkins now, you know.
No, indeed.
I'm not easy to satisfy.
That I can believe.
When Mrs.
Swan gets here, she'll find herself answerable to some very direct questions about your numerous lodgers.
And she'll be more than happy to answer them for you.
And where are all those lodgers? This seems to be a dreadfully quiet home for such a houseful.
Oh, they all tend to keep themselves to themselves.
And there have been 2 deaths here this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
2 deaths?
Yes, Norman Bassett passed away as well as Mr. Swan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Norman Bassett fell out of a tree.
Norman Bassett, the lumberjack, fell out of a tree.
Yes. He was getting a bit of practicing before the winter set in, when the branch broke, and he fell to his death.
And has anyone else died?
No, absolutely not.
Not unless you count Willie Dickey's first mother.
Oh, bloody hell.
Willie Dickey's first mother.
Yes, now she was killed in a tree felling accident in Petticoat Lane. Apparently.
And where is Mrs. Bassett, Norman's widow?
Ah, she's been locked securely away. It's that time of year again.
That time?
Her moon is in Uranus.
Yes, she became very upset when she heard of the news of her husband falling out of the tree.
Yes, Mrs. Bassett goes berserk, and it's Mrs. Swan, so he goes berserk because they managed to keep her securely locked up.
Get in now!
My God, she's got out again!
I really don't think that this is the best atmosphere for an intimate family discussion. Sit down! Certainly. Who's that?
She's with the gentleman, with the Jenkins gentleman for the dining room.
Have you done enough spraying for one day?
I beg your pardon.
Watch her, Miss Cowper, remember Uranus.
Jenkins!
You must remember she's having a terrible day, Miss Cowper.
Yes, her poor husband.
Yes, of course.
What about my husband?
It's just very sad, that's all.
You have our condolences, madam.
How on earth did you find out about it?
Mr. Swan telephoned our department this morning.
He did what?
I telephoned the department, just wanted to let them know.
Let them know.
That your husband had gone like that.
Talk about getting it out in the open. Yes, sometimes a public declaration can be extremely beneficial. I'll sit down, shall I?
It's an odd way to go, but perfectly natural.
An odd way to go.
I believe my grandfather went the same way in the First World War.
But I don't want my husband going that way.
Don't upset yourself.
How can you say that? You're a cross-dresser.
Cross, I'm bloody furious.
You have a lot of explaining to do, Uncle George.
Uncle George?
George?
Excuse me.
Jenkins!
Yes, of course.
Oh, Annie.
I'm looking for Norman.
Norman?
Norman Bassett?
Yes, I'm Brenda Dixon.
Brenda?
Yes, I'm Brenda, Norman's fiancée.
What's his hell?
Are you Mrs. Swan?
No, I'm not, young lady.
Mrs. Swan?
No, madam.
Mr. Swan?
I don't know, I'm Rupert Thompson. I believe you already met Mus Cowper, Mr. Jenkins, Mr. Jenkins.
Mr. Thompson.
Correct, Mr. Thompson. Thank you, Mus Cowper, Mr. Jenkins, Mr. Jenkins, Mus Cowper, Mus Cowper, Miss Dixon, Miss
I've been
Dixon.
phoning all morning. Norman didn't show up for work, apparently.
I really think we should sit down, miss.
No, she shouldn't. She should go home and we'll talk to her in the morning.
No, I'm very worried about Norman. He was talking gibberish on the phone. I must see him.
That must have been just before it happened.
I must
Yes.
see him.
I really think she should sit down.
No, she shouldn't, you old tramp.
You say you're Norman Bassett's fiancée?
That's right, we're getting married on Saturday. Where is he?
Married on Saturday.
St Mary's at 12 o'clock, and I've got the most beautiful dress.
Norman Bassett at this address?
Yes.
But Mr. Bassett is already married.
Oh my God.
Already married?
Correct.
No, there must be some sort of mistake.
Yes, some sort of mistake. That would explain everything.
No, it's all on file. Mr. Bassett's been married for several years now.
Anybody like a nice cup of tea?
Oh my God!
You didn't know?
Of course I didn't know. I never would have got engaged to him if I'd known he already had a wife.
This is his second wife, actually.
Second wife?
His first was killed in a tree felling accident.
What?
In Petticoat Lane.
I don't believe I'm hearing it.
I know just how you feel. I mean, who would have believed this of Norman?
Norman!
Mr. Thompson, someone should inform Norman's son that this lady's arrived.
No, they shouldn't, you big farts.
Mr. Thompson.
Norman's son?
Miss Dixon,
Yes.
Norman's got a little Willie. tell or shall I?
No one's going to tell you, you big prat.
Mr. Thompson.
Cool, lovely, lovely, lovely. Sorry.
What?
Nothing, Norman's gone, that's all.
Brenda,
Yes?
Norman's dead.
I beg your pardon.
It happened early this morning.
What happened?
Norman fell out of a tree.
Fell out of a tree?
Yes.
Although, died.
Yes.
Oh my God!
What have you done?
To get to Jenkins.
Hello, I'll take him to dining and give us a drink.
My lovely Norman!
Go on, Miss Coming here.
A beautiful Norman! Wait a minute. What was Norman doing up in a tree?
Well, he was practicing before the winter set in. His job.
You're telling me that my Norman was up in a tree practicing selling shoes?
Selling shoes?
Yes, it was a shoe tree.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Fulbright?
We're removing the body for immediate examination.
Which one?
Dear departed Norman Bassett.
Yes, I think they've been keeping him in the window seat.
The window seat.
But yes, it's still here. I'm sure the gentleman from the health department won't approve.
Gentleman from the health department. Jenkins, come here. What in God's name's been happening here all morning?
What, all of it?
Certainly, all of it.
Well, after I arrived and the gathering Mr. Thompson had signed to confirm the industrial injury statement benefit, Mr. Swan wasn't available for confirmation, so I was introduced to Willie Dickey John Thomas, deaf unemployed piano tuner. Having pursued Mr. Swan to the roof and back, it turned out that he had in fact died having been hit by solid oak doors early this morning. So Mr. Swan was called for. Now that just about brings you up to date, apart from Willie Dickey John Thomas's recently bereaved stepmother who eats wallpaper when her mood is in Uranus, and her late bequeathed husband, who died having fallen out of a shoe tree by practicing pruning before the winter set in.
That is easy for you to say.
Right, we'll be off then.
Right then, who's the little snifter? No!
I told you, Mr. Thompson, with a contagious disease, Mr. Bassett's body has to be removed for autopsy.
You can't autopsy poor old Norman.
Contagious disease? You just said Mr. Bassett fell out of a tree.
No, it was Lassa fever. Let him go, Mr. Thompson.
He doesn't want to leave yet.
We have to get him to the hospital.
I tell you what, you two go on ahead and I'll chuck Norman on a bonfire.
Bonfire.
Mr. Thompson, do you leave everything to the undertaker? Mr. Fulbright here.
Mr. Jenkins, why don't you take Mus Cowper through to the kitchen and show her your washing machine? I'll be with you in 3 minutes.
Mr. Thompson, I have no wish to see your washing machine.
Shall I give us a feel then? Whoa.
Really, Mr. Thompson, really?
Gosh, you've got a lovely bottom. Stop! You mustn't!
Now look what you've done.
He's on his trolley.
Bloody do-gooder!
You're being very silly, Mr. Thompson.
Leave him in peace!
Much more of this and he'll leave in pieces.
I told you, he doesn't want to go yet.
I told you we have to dispose of the body.
Now look what you've done.
Gracious.
Well, this is a sort of treatment Mr. Bassett would expect. I'd soon choose another undertaker.
Mr. Thompson.
What?
No!
Right. That's it. You're fired.
You can't fire the undertaker.
Oh, my lovely Norman, he was so young.
There's plenty more fish in the sea.
Right.
Who's that?
That's nobody.
That's Mr. Norman Bassett.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, no, Norman, no, don't leave me.
Behave yourself.
Yeah, pull yourself together,
My
Brenda.
lovely Norman.
Let's get him out of here.
That's what you said.
Oh, just do as you're told.
Norman, one last kiss.
No, you mustn't sit under the blanket.
Why not?
Because Norman's all... No, stop!
What now?
Mr. Thompson,
Drive carefully.
The autopsy will be at St. Pancras Hospital,
In a couple of hours, though.
followed immediately by cremation.
Good. Cremation! Miss Cowper.
It was not my morning. It was not my morning to just watch Jenkins fiddling with your washing machine.
No, I'm sure.
So when will Mrs. Swan, your landlady, be here?
Hello! Here she is now. Come on in, Mrs. Swan.
I was told there was Mr. Jenkins looking for me.
First things first, this lady is my landlady, Mrs. Swan, and this lady is Buzz Cowper.
I think I've left something upstairs.
No, you haven't.
Get back in there, you get back! Mr. Thompson, I hope your washing machine's under guarantee.
I'm sure you did your best, Mr. Jenkins, but the good news is Mrs. Swan is here to sign your papers.
Oh, well, thank the Lord for that. Well, I just have a form for her to sign. Well, I had it a moment ago and...
Come on, Jenkins, where is it?
It's on the roof. Yes, I left my briefcase up there when I was looking for the late Mr. Swan.
Oh, well, that's that then, isn't it?
No, Mrs. Swan, I want this matter settled. Jenkins, get upstairs on the roof and retrieve your briefcase.
But it's raining, Miss Cowper.
Just get up those stairs, Jenkins.
I'm never helping her again. That woman has both thrown in jail just like that.
Keep your wig on.
I've had enough and I'm getting out.
She might come back in.
I'm getting out.
In.
Out.
In.
Out.
Shake it all about. Turn around. And that's what it's all about. Hey!
Why are you wearing a woman's dress and dancing with my husband?
No trick questions, please.
It's not a dress. These are my workout clothes.
What?
Yes, we were just getting a little exercise, 20 minutes every morning.
That's a very pretty floral dress.
What? This old thing?
Now, if Eric's Uncle Norman is a transvestite as well...
Sit down.
I found out what you've been doing with the wigs and the dresses and the corsets.
What?
Yes.
God.
No.
I found out what you've been doing behind my back.
Oh, Linda.
Waiting until I've gone to work and then getting all dressed up in women's clothes and parading up and down in front of the bedroom mirror.
Yes, that's exactly what's been going on behind your back.
I knew it.
Yes, I've been dressing up in women's clothes.
And Uncle George.
Yes, and Uncle George.
And now Norman as well.
And now Norman as well.
Oh, no, not me. I've got nothing to do with it.
You're going to stand there dressed like that and deny it?
Linda, prepare yourself for a
But
shock.
Norman, don't!
For the past 2 years, your Eric has been defrauding the DSS. And this morning he forced me to dress like this to impersonate you in order to sign one of his numerous falsified claims.
I think I prefer the one about the aerobics classes.
What?
Just own up to it, Norman.
Yes, just confess to your little oddity.
I haven't got a little oddity.
Excuse me, this is Norman the uncle.
No!
Oh my God!
Watch out! What the hell's happening out there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Now, where were we?
Just what I was stupid little man.
What's happened?
The wind blew the asperger and Jenkins is stuck out on the roof.
Now, you must be Eric's transsexual uncle here.
Just hold tight that lightning conductor, Jenkins. I think he's broke some tiles, Mrs. Swan.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, never mind the tiles.
Mrs. Swan?
Yes.
I'm not talking to you, madam.
Yes, you were.
I'm talking to Mrs. Swan here.
Mrs. Swan.
Now,
Mrs. Swan.
calm down.
Mrs. Bloody Swan. You couple of perverts. You stress you out, Norman.
The sooner the better.
Yes. This is Norman Bassett, our upstairs lodger. You mean this man's been dressing up and impersonating Mrs. Swan for the past 2 years? 2 years? How could you do it to me, Eric?
Things are not what they seem.
Eric? Yes, this is Eric Swan, my husband.
Oh, God.
I thought Eric Swan was dead.
Stick around.
What's happening, Eric? It's very clear, Mrs. Swan. The police will have to be notified.
The police!
The police? Yes. Your husband's been caught in the act of fiddling with your lodger. Oh, my God!
I think he's come to fix the washing machine.
Hello, Brenda.
You're not dead.
Day's not over yet. Wondering why I'm dressing like this.
No, it's not the first time, is it, Shani?
I'm not sure where she fits in, actually.
Mr. Swan and Mr. Bassett, there's enough evidence in Jenkins' briefcase to put you two in prison for at least 10 years.
God.
Prison?
What's Mr. Jenkins' briefcase got to do with Eric?
Eric? He said his name was Rupert Thompson.
You said rather a lot of things today.
Rupert Thompson?
I never meant it to happen like this.
What's happened? Oh, Jenkins is on the roof! So is his briefcase! Stanley Bar Jenkins!
You hold tight to that line, conductor!
Don't worry, London never strikes at the same place twice.
Get out of that tree, Jenkins!
Really, all your evidence is gone.
What's evidence?
Well, Linda, it's like this. When the hell
No!
did you discover that?
No, Norman. Don't. Look at this mess. I can't keep this up any longer. Miss Cowper, I confess.
You confess? Confess to what?
Oh, she's got nothing against you now.
Norman, I've got to. I can't live with all these lies.
You'll go to jail.
Linda, I never meant any of this to hurt you. Miss Cowper, I must make one thing perfectly clear. I'm in this on my own. I blackmailed my Uncle George and Norman here to help me this morning when your Mr. Jenkins turned up. They are both completely innocent. Norman's not a lumberjack, he's not unemployed, nor has he got any deaf, unemployed children here or anywhere else in the world. He's not got a father in jail, but I'm afraid to say he has got an exceptionally little will. There's no Mr. Thompson here with gout, or Mr. Thompson without gout. There's no Lassa fever or any other sort of fever. There's no pensioners, widows or widows. No single parents, foster parents or any other kind of parents. 2 years ago, I lost my work, my job. And ever since then, I've been defrauded the Department of Social Security. Every one of those claims you received was made up by me. I've done every trick in the book and even written some new ones. And I did it all because I couldn't find work. And I've been able to fool your sister the best part of 2 years. The worst part, Linda, was having to lie to you.
Oh, Eric.
I just hope you can find it in your heart somewhere to forgive me.
Eric, as long as you love me, I don't care what you are, employed or unemployed. I'll always be here, remember? For better or for worse.
Well, there we are then.
You say you've been using every way to cheat our system?
Yes, I'll plead guilty and hopefully I'll get a shorter sentence.
Shorter sentence? I think prison would be a terrible waste of your talents, Mr. Swan. You can start work for the department on Monday. Yes, you're just the sort of man we're looking for. Assistant fraud inspector.
You jammy basket.
Yes, a jammy basket indeed. And that'll go nicely with your heartless wine and Thomas cart. I'll see you at 9 o'clock sharp.
I'll be there, Mr. Cowper.
Good man.
What a weekend. You get married on Saturday, and I start a new job on Monday. After you, Miss Cowper.
for your continued support, and I hope you really enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed putting it on. I'd like to welcome you to lads in the first production, 3 new timers for us. Graduating from the lights last one, Mr. Tim Sharp. Stay around and learn our lines and practice over and over and over and over and over and over, which we have started in January this year. But the whole set has to be designed and put up, and all the seats have to be laid out, and everything has to be managed backstage in order for us to get on and supposed to get off, hopefully when we can. There's a number of people in the backstage group we need to mention. Stage manager Dave Watts. Videography, in fact, Dave, because he put the door handles on the right side of the door. Another new member of lads on the production team, Steve Fisher, has been responsible for lighting, design and video. Doing the lighting, controlling everything, getting all the cues right. We have another new member, Emma Dutton, and our props, who we are relying heavily in this sort of production, Jackie Mulroney and Amanda Cromer. There are 2 central roles in any production. The first is actually managing the whole thing, getting it all together, finding forms enough to line up and sign on. Our production director, or our producer, sorry, Mary Bird.
I hope you don't think that's going to get you out taking everything down the road.
Delegation.
Go on then, here we go. Last but no ways least, our director, Jane Downs, has been responsible for choosing the play, making sure we all learn our lines on time and getting the right time. Jane Downs.
Because I had a brilliant script, and you have to admit, for an amateur cast, I mean, they've been absolutely brilliant.
George insisted that we got into the dresses and stockings as well.
Did he?
Yes. Actually, Uncle George really knows a thing or two about that. Yes.
Does he?
He does, yes.
Dr. Chapman! Mrs. Thorpe, make a confess to everything. Mrs. Thorpe, your husband's here. We've been married 10 years. Eric's here? Yes.
no, please, no.
Shut up, Norman!
No, please, no.
Shut up, Norman!
No, please, no.
Shut up, Norman!
Okay, see you tomorrow.
I've never guessed. What? You've got nothing to worry about now.
Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. These are a bit, Oh, one thing. Don't get too close. Your moustache is beginning to show. Mr. Thompson. Oh, these great little woman. I'm sorry. Talk about yourselves, wouldn't you? So You can't! You can't!
Give me one good reason why I can't.
You're not here.
Not here.
No.
Where am I?
You're at a funeral. Come on, George. Let's get you out of here before you get into any more trouble. Right, upstairs. Oh, no, kitchen. Dining room. Bedroom. Oh God. No. Into the window seats.
Thompson! What on earth have you been doing with Mr. Bassett?
Just seeing if he fits. Yes. We want to have a made-to-measure coffin, made to measure. We just
Mr.
needed to see what
Bassett.
size we needed.
Mr. Bassett.
And we're going to need the larger size
A
after all.
larger size.
Yes, Mr. Bassett requested to be promoted with discreet care.
So what about the ashes?
Oh, we'll lose those items.
What's going on out there?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. There's maternity dresses,
Maternity bras,
alopecia wigs,
surgical stockings.
support corsets.
No wonder the health service is going broke.
Off you go then, Uncle George.
I'll see you at the church on Saturday morning.
Oh, God, the church. Eric, if Brenda finds out.
Just go in there and introduce yourself to Mr. Jenkins as me, and I'll go fix his tea.
Yes. I'll fix his sugar.
I can't get in because George hasn't come out.
Sorry?
I can't get out the front door so I can get in.
She would be able to get in because she'd knock on the door.
No, because George opens it and I'm stood there.
She's not here.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I've called about poor Mr. Bassett.
Oh, Mr. Bassett?
Yes, I'm from the local family crisis department.
Oh, yes.
Yes, apparently Mr. Swan telephoned the DSS earlier this morning and informed them of Mr. Bassett's passing.
Passing what?
Passing away. Mr. Swan indicated that the Bassett family was very distressed.
Did he?
Yes, so the DSS immediately sent word to my superiors who thought that somebody should be sent round straight away.
But Mr. Bassett's in the kitchen making a cup of tea.
Mr. Bassett's making a cup of tea.
That's right.
Oh, you must mean his son.
Whose son?
Mr. Bassett's son, of course. Is he very upset?
He is a bit. There's been a death in the family.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm here. Mr. Bassett's father has died.
His dad. Oh, he said it was someone close.
Right, you get in here and I'll go get Mr. Jenkins from the dining room. I've left his cup of tea behind. What a weekend, England. You're married on Saturday. I start a new job on Monday. After you must cover.
There's a lot of things down the market on a Saturday night. You know the door's going to open in a second right now. It's a bit right at the moment. A bit more of a chat.